Welcome to Mind Exploits online exam tutor. We are in government class preparing for the next JAMB exam in government. Today, we want to answer together 20 questions from JAMB past questions. But we are answering this question from the first topic in government syllabus. So basically, there are 32 topics in government syllabus that you will be tested from. The first topic is a basic concept in government. This basic concept in government is divided into 3 parts. The first part, A, is where you will be taught about power, authority, legitimacy, and sovereignty. The second part, B, is where you'll be taught about society, state, nation, and a nation state. And the third part of that first topic is Part C, which is the political process, under which you learn about political socialization, political participation, and political culture. What we want to do in this video is to show you 20 ways JAMB asks questions on the basic concept in government. If we're able to pull this through successfully for the 32 chapters, you can be guaranteed of your 75 plus marks in government. If we're able to treat 20 questions with you for all the topics, so you're already familiar with how JAMB asks their questions. So let's quickly do a review. 1. The main attributes of a state are A. Government, the police, and the armed forces. B. Population, territory, government and sovereignty. C. Federal, state, and local government. D. The press, the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. So let's go back to the question. The main attributes of a state are: how do you know a state? Number 1, a state would have a population. A state is made up of a society of people living together. They are living together in a territory. They have a location where these people live. Number 3, they are governed by a government. And this government is operating on the basis of protecting the sovereignty of the people that it governs. Are we together? There are 4 major attributes of a state. It has population, it is occupying a territory, it has a government that upholds its sovereignty. So the right answer there is going to be B. The question was asked in year 2000, question 13. Let's go to question number 2, asked in year 2001, question 13. Power differs from influence in that it is A. coercive, while influence is harmful. Yes, power is coercive, but influence is not harmful. So that is not the right answer. B. Arrogant, while influence is corruptible. This is not an answer at all. C. Persuasive, while influence is directive. So power doesn't persuade. Power is a capacity to prevail on the will of others to do your own will. So it's not persuasive. It's coercive. It's an application of force. So the D option, coercive, while influence is persuasive. Of course, that's the right answer, D. Power is coercive. It's application of force. Okay, it's just like you want to get somebody to do something, like a policeman now. Or let's say generally, because government wants people to maintain law and order. So you send a policeman to a particular area to maintain law and order. So when people see a gun in the hand of a policeman, that gun has vested on that policeman a kind of power to make you do what they want you to do. That is power. But when you come talk about influence is persuasive. It makes the people you are leading to see what you want them to see so that they can decide on their own to do the things that you want them to do. Let's go to question 3. Question 3 was asked in 2002 as question 16. One of the features of a sovereign state is that it is A. Practices the presidential system of government. No. Has the capacity to defend itself from external aggression. This is the most important way for you to know that a state is sovereign. A state has that capacity. It has its own army, it has its navy, it has its air force that it can use to protect itself from external aggression from other countries. That is what defines the sovereignty of a state. So B is the right answer, okay? But for reading's sake, let me read options C and D. C is not indebted to other countries. D has a large number of soldiers. So like I've said, the right answer there is B. Let's look at question 4. Question 4 was asked in 2003 as question 3. A common feature of government is A, a written constitution, B, the independence of the judiciary, C, the separation of power, D, the making of policy. So basically D is the correct answer. Of course, every government has that feature in the sense that they make policy for the states that they govern. So the right answer is D. Let's go to the next question, which is question 5. The unrestrained power of the state over its citizen is underlined by A, nationalism, B, self-determination, C, patriotism, and D, sovereignty. So like we said, every state or every nation state is sovereign, is free, has that capacity to govern itself. The people put this power for them to be governed in the hand of the government, so that government make decision on behalf of the state for the people. So the question here says the unrestrained power of the state over its citizen is underlined by its sovereignty. So every government is sovereign. The government of Nigeria is sovereign. It is not answerable to the government of the United States of America or United Kingdom. So we have our sovereignty, and that sovereignty put on the government that power to be able to rule or dictate what the people do. So it is the government that says we should be spending naira and kobo, and we don't have a choice. It is the government that says that we must write JAMB before we come into the university, so we don't have a choice. So that is what they mean here. Government has that power. Let's go to question number 6. It says the agent through which the state undertakes political socialization is the A, family, B, pressure group, C, school, D, peer group. This question was asked in 2004 as question 40A. Political socialization, that is the way in which governments socialize, imbibe the political culture of the states in the people. There's a culture. We know in Nigeria, for instance, that we run an election every 4 years. We know that we have a governor who is the head of the state. We have the local government chairman who is the head of the local government. We have a president. These are part of our culture politically. The process through which we imbibe that culture into people is political socialization. And the major official way through which government does this is through the school. And that's part of the reasons why government makes education free to some extent, except for those who go to private schools. And aside from that, it is the government that determines the drafting of the curriculum that will be used to teach the students. So the right answer there is C. Let's go to question 7. This question was asked in 2005 as question 36. The study of government essentially facilitates the understanding of the A, functioning of the entire social formation, B, organization of the executive arm of government, C, governance of human societies, D, observance of fundamental human rights. The study of government essentially facilitates the understanding of how a people are governed. That is all we are learning in government. The study of how a society is governed, the governance of human society, is what government is basically studying. So the right answer there is C. Let's go to the next question. Question 8. This question was asked in 2005 as question 39. It says the ultimate authority in a state is dash. A, sovereignty, B, power, C. Influence. D. Legitimacy. So the ultimate authority in a state is sovereignty. Are you here with me? Don't forget that we have said that a state has a people, that is the population, has a government, occupies a territory, and this territory is sovereign. The government of that territory is sovereign. So every of the futures of a state hangs on its sovereignty. So that's the ultimate authority in a state. It is basically always sovereign. So A is the correct answer for question 8. Let's go to question 9. One of the most essential characteristics of the state is A. Sovereignty, B. The rule of law, C. Legacy, and D. The civil service. This question was asked in 2006 as question 27. You can see that it's more or less like a repetition of the question that we have answered previously. One of the most essential characteristics of the states is that a state is sovereign. So the answer there is sovereignty. Let's go to question 10. A non-permanent future of a state is A. Society, B. Population, C. Territory, and D. Government. Every other thing is stable and permanent except for the government. Government will always go and come. In Nigeria, government is changed every 4 years. So it is not permanent, but the population is permanent. Some people live in a state for over 100 years, over 80 years, over 90 years, over 60 years before they die. So population necessarily do not change. The territory also do not change. The landscape remains the same. Where some people have been living for the past 30, 40, 50, 80 years is where they are still living. The society has not changed. The kind of people, their tribes, their culture, their ethnicity have not changed. But one thing that is non-permanent future of a state is government, because government is changed at certain interval. The next question is question 11. Let's hear what the question says. The tradition of a people that shapes their government and politics represents their A. Political culture, political ideology, political acculturation, then D. Political socialization. This question was asked in 2007 as question 16. The tradition of people that shapes their government and politics is the political culture. The culture of a people shapes its government and its politics. So that political culture is what they are referring to here. So the answer is going to be A. Let's look at question number 12. The recognition and general acceptance of the right to rule in a country based on laid down regulations is known as A. Traditional authority, B. Constitutional authority, sovereign authority, and legitimate authority. Legitimate authority is the answer D. Legitimacy simply is the right given to a person or group of persons by the generality of the people for those people to rule over them. So it is a government that is accepted by the people because they are the one that gives them such authority to rule over them. So legitimacy simply is the followers accepting willingly the authority that have been imposed on the leader. So basically the answer there will be D, which is legitimate authority, the recognition. A government that is not recognized by the people according to the constitution of that country or that state is not a legitimate authority. Let's look at the next question. Question number 13. Membership of a society is reserved, voluntary, mandatory, and honorary. The right answer here is B. Membership of a society is voluntary. You're not coerced to being a member of Nigeria. There are people that are even born in Nigeria, but today they have said bye-bye to Nigeria. They have gone to other countries to get the citizenship of those countries, and they have actually parted ways with the society called Nigeria, and voluntarily they have joined another society. People have choice as to what society they want to belong to. So the right answer there is B. it must be voluntary. This question was asked in 2008 as question 11. Let's go to the next question. Question 14. Government exercise political power on behalf of the A. elite, B. citizen, C. party caucus, D. vocal views. So the government exercises the political power on behalf of its citizen. It is basically the citizen that puts the government in power to manage the affair of the state on their behalf. Let's check question 15. Question 15 was asked in 2008 as question 23. What's the question saying? An attribute that makes a state to be recognized as independent is A. government, B. population, C. sovereignty, D. territory. You can see how often questions on sovereignty comes out. The answer here is sovereignty. That's the attribute that makes a state to be recognized as independent, not subordinate to any other country. And that is an important feature of a state. Let's look at the next question, which is question 16. What's the question? The question says, a human community that is usually cohesive and homogeneous is A. state, B. kinship, C. nation, and D. clan. This question was asked in 2008 as question 27. Nigeria is a state made up of so many nations. In Southwest, we have Yoruba nation. The Igbos in the Southeast, they are a nation. When people share the same language, the same homogeneous culture and all the likes, we refer to it as a nation. So the Igbos could be regarded as the nation, the Tiv, the Hausas, the Urhobos, all the major ethnic groups in Nigeria. We can call them a nation inside the territory called Nigeria, which is a state. So the right answer there is C, which is a nation. Question 17 says power is the A, ability to impose one's will upon others. I've mentioned that, and this is the straight answer. I've mentioned it earlier. A policeman is in a location to maintain law and order. He carries a gun, which is a power given to him by the government. So the fear of the gun is the beginning of wisdom for citizens. So when a citizen see a policeman with a gun, they know they have to respect themselves and they have to behave and do what they have been asked to do. So the right answer there is A. But let's read the other options. B says legal nature of a constitution, no. C says duties political parties demand on their registered members, no. D says duties an individual imposes on himself. So that's not the answer. The most important answer there is the fact that power is the ability to impose one's will upon others. This is question 25 in year 2009. We're almost coming to the end of this class. Let's look at question 18. Values, beliefs, and orientation of a political system are internalized through A. political culture, B. political socialization, C. political development, and D. political power. You see, we've asked this question, but in different angle the other time. So the answer here is political socialization. The values, beliefs, and orientation of a political system is internalized into members of that political system through what we call political socialization. The right answer there is B. Question 19. Let's see what it says. That question was asked as question 35 in the year 2009. So it says that political entity that possesses independence is a community, nation, society, and state. So the answer here is D. You can see how the question keeps reoccurring in different ways. A political entity that possesses independence is a state. So that is the right answer. question 20, which is the last question we are treating in this class. It says, nation state is synonymous with A, self-actualization, sovereignty, liberation, and nationalism. So the answer there is B. I've said it the other time. We cannot say that Yoruba land, which is southwest Nigeria, is a sovereign state. We cannot say that the Igbo land is a sovereign state, but a nation state, okay, a state made up of many nations is synonymous with sovereignty. That you must have a subconscious mind. So these are ways JAMB has questions on basic concepts in government. So averagely, JAMB asks average of 2 questions, maximum 3, but in rare occasions, mostly it's 2 questions every year on the basic concepts in government. And if you get 2 questions correctly, you already have 5 marks, closer to your 100. Get it wrongly is 5 marks minus 100. So in the next class, we're going to move into the next topic, and we're also going to try and see if we can do another 10 or 20 related questions on that topic in government. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on all our social media handles, Mind Exploit Educational Consult. Till we'll see, enjoy the rest of your day and be the best of yourself. Thank you.